The new moon in Pisces on Monday, February 20th is all about following our dreams. Ruled by Jupiter and the ambitious, independent, and pioneering Aries, it gifts us with courage, entrepreneurial spirit, and an eye for opportunity needed to actually get there. Let's take a closer look and break it down for all 12 signs. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer working in whole sign and specializing in natal, relationship, and predictive astrology. If you'd like to work with me, check out the links down below. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave me a like or a comment. All of the interactions we have help my channel grow, helps YouTube put my videos out there and for more people to see it. So I'm very grateful for that. Before we dive in, I wanted to let you know that if you like my work and you'd like to get personal horoscopes for the month ahead, you can become a subscriber on my website. And those are written down and are specific to your natal chart and include like larger transits. Like, for example, in March, we're going to have Saturn shifting into Pisces, Pluto moving into Aquarius, as well as your personal transits, how those will affect you, and many, many more. And I am making planetary magic items which involve candles and oils. I have recently created Saturn in Aquarius candles and oils and Jupiter in Pisces. And those are very helpful for different reasons, right? Like Saturn is all about hard work, patience, diligence, commitment, boundaries. If you struggle with those, could be perfect for that. And Jupiter candle, it's actually blue. I don't have it in front of me. It smells like figs. Saturn smells like sweet tobacco. I associate it with like an elder gentleman because Saturn in my head is this very stern and serious grandpa. But Jupiter candle smells like figs, and it's really good for those who struggle with optimism and feel like they don't have enough luck in their life. Jupiter can be perfect for that. So this new moon happens at 1 degree of Pisces on Monday, February 20th at 2:05 a.m. Eastern. So if you are on the west coast of the US, it will happen for you on February 19th. It's a pretty happy new moon. New moons always symbolize new beginnings. They bring exciting opportunities, inceptions, the seeds being planted in the dark soil. Do we know exactly what's going to come out of it? Not always, but astrology helps us see the patterns and helps us gives us certain like insights. So new beginnings in the sign of Pisces, and Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and it's a feminine sign. It's a water sign, so it deals with deep feelings. It's very receptive. It's not necessarily like in your face, go for it. What's interesting is that this time around, it might be a little bit in your face. This new moon might have a little bit of that young, active, courageous energy because the ruler of the new moon is Jupiter in Aries. And Jupiter in Aries is all about inception. It's the spark of fire. It's that initial inspiration that encourages us, like the urge you feel, something that makes you feel so restless that you cannot sit still. So Pisces being a sign of like emotions and empathy, and Pisces seeks unity and it wants to like transcend the existing reality, right? Which sometimes produces the most creative artists and musicians like Kurt Cobain, or who else is a Pisces? Rihanna comes to mind, right? Like there's a lot of imagination to the Piscean energy. On the negative, sometimes there's also like escapist energy. But I think being that it's a very spiritual, imaginative, creative new moon energy that is both about you with Jupiter and Aries, but it's also about the collective. It's about how can your work help other people? How can it heal other people? So maybe, maybe for you, it's about starting like a therapy practice because you are a mental health specialist, but you're pursuing your dream, but you're also doing something that helps others. Or it's about the piece of work that or like a screenplay you want to write, and it's about you and it's about what you want to pursue, but it's also about helping others, right? It's about like connecting to other people. So very kind of imaginative, soft, receptive energy, but I think because it's ruled by Jupiter and Aries, you are ready to take action, you are ready to be brave, and maybe even just admit to yourself that this is what I want, this is what I'm going to go for, and being less cautious and less concerned with the approval of other people. So let's take a look, and let's start with Pisces rising, because why not, right? Like, we're starting with the new moon in the first house, Pisces rising, Pisces new moon. So this is new moon. If you are a Pisces rising, this is a new moon in your first house. It's ruled by Jupiter in the second house. So Jupiter in the second house, as the overseeing influence, wants you to make money. It wants you to find success and recognition, but more so than monetary success, I think it wants you to pursue something that gives you that sense of self-worth and sense of independence and sense of self-reliance and sense of like security and comfort within yourself. It's not, Jupiter is never about the most money, unless it's maybe Jupiter in Taurus, then there might be more focus on the money. But Jupiter in general in the second house wants to, it prioritizes experiences, it prioritizes learning and travel and people in your life. So with the new moon in the first house, you are getting reborn. You are starting a major new chapter in your life. You're getting a chance to reinvent your career, reinvent your look, reinvent your health, maybe commit to taking better care of yourself. But all of this is in the spirit of better well-being, financial security. So maybe you the changes that you're going through are like, I can definitely see them be like health and look oriented, something that makes you feel more comfortable with yourself, but they can also be professional changes, because then they bring you more financial security. And of course it starts to drill. I hope it's not too disturbing and you cannot hear it too well. If you are an Aquarius rising, why not? Let's just keep going backwards. If you're an Aquarius rising, there's a new moon in your second house, and it's ruled by Jupiter in the third. So Jupiter in the third, I think, is making you be more brave and more aware of what skills you have that you want to share with other people. What energy do you want to bring to your community? What do you want to talk about, right? Like, it's all like Jupiter in the third is creating a sense of awareness and understanding of what gifts do you have. And then the new moon in the second, I think, is very much about like, how can you make money with those skills, right? Like, new moon in the second house brings changes to your bank account, can mean a new job, can mean a raise, a business opportunity, like a second, source of employment. So I feel like here it's very much like, how can you make more money? How can you create a sense of confidence within yourself by taking risks and pursuing those skills or those passion projects and those hobbies that actually get you excited? And it may not be immediate, right? We got to remember that Saturn is going to go into Pisces very shortly. So the road in front of you can be like long and heavy and serious, and it might demand a lot of your time and energy. But do not be discouraged and just be ready to put in the effort, because Saturn going into your second house will actually reward you putting the effort in. For Capricorn rising, there's a new moon in the third house ruled by Jupiter in the fourth. Jupiter in the fourth wants to find home. It wants to feel secure. It wants to feel supported. So whatever that means for you, right? For some people, home is about having professional opportunities. For others, it's about being close to their friends. For the next group of people, it might be about starting a family, right? And the new moon in the third house is saying that your immediate environment is changing, right? There might be, maybe you're moving, maybe you are connecting with people in your environment, maybe you're building new friendships, right? Like, third house can also bring new beginnings when it comes to inspiration and writing, and perhaps that inspiration in writing is somehow connected to your early childhood or to your parents or your family. Definitely look for changes and new beginnings surrounding writing, inspiration, your local community, moving. There might be a new beginning or a new chapter of your relationship with a sibling. A Capricorn rising friend is currently dealing with a legal battle that involves the property that her sibling who passed away, he didn't leave. I think basically there's like a problem with who the property belongs to. I don't know if he left a will. Maybe he did. Anyways, there's a legal situation connected to that. So new beginnings that involve your message, your sense of comfort, your skills, hobbies, and the best way of getting connected, feeling connected, I think, are represented by this new moon in Pisces. For Sag risings, there's a new moon in the 4th house ruled by Jupiter in the 5th house. The new moons in the 4th house bring new beginnings when it comes to home, family, living situation, property, real estate. It's ruled by Jupiter in the house of romance, creativity, and children. So could these new beginnings in the sector of home, family be connected to becoming a parent or a new chapter of your romantic relationship? Maybe you're moving in with your partner. Maybe you are building a studio. Maybe you're adding like a new part to your home that will let you be more creative. So it could be exciting. I think it's like new beginnings that definitely involve changes to your place of living and to your family dynamics. And they feel positive. They feel like they bring more joy to you, even if it's not immediate, because Saturn is going to go into your 4th house very shortly. So let's say a client example as well. Let's say you're thinking of moving to Florida because that's where you enjoy living. But before you do, you have to clean out your house. You have to sell your house. So there's new beginnings, but longer beginnings. But ultimately, if you keep working, they will bring more fun into your life. So keep doing the work. For Scorpio rising, there's a new moon in the 5th house ruled by Jupiter in the 6th house. New moons in the 5th house oftentimes represent pregnancy, but pregnancy is not always literal. Yes, for some Scorpio risings, this could be a sign of getting pregnant and conceiving a child, but this could also be a time of conceiving a romantic relationship. So starting a romantic relationship, starting a creative project, getting inspired, getting some kind of beautiful idea that calls you, right? And like creativity, there's so many ways to be creative. Sometimes it's about having your own business and knowing how to brand yourself. Other times it could be about cooking, being a chef. The fact that it's ruled by Jupiter in the 6th house ties in your work and your daily life and your problem-solving sector. So, if it is about getting pregnant, it's just saying that with Jupiter in the 6th house, you feel ready to take that new beginning and like big undertaking on you. You're not afraid of it. But it's like, it is a new beginning in the sector of romance, creativity, and children and joy. But the fact that it's ruled by Jupiter in the 6th to me just feels like it's going to be something that will demand a lot of work. But maybe your opinion and your perspective of that work is changing and you're starting to look at things differently. Or finally, another thing this could also mean is the new moon in the 5th house representing new beginnings in the area of like self-expression, ruled by Jupiter in the 6th house. Could it be that you're choosing the way of self-expression that deals with helping, healing, serving other people, or working with pets, because 6th house also is the house of pets and small animals. If you are a Libra rising, there's a new moon in your 6th house ruled by Jupiter in the 7th. And this feels, Jupiter in the 7th points you towards partnerships. It points you towards a romantic relationship or business partnership or a new professional opportunity, some kind of, maybe like new clients, maybe new beginnings. As a Libra rising, I have been recently approached about hosting a travel retreat If you're interested, you should fill out a survey. There's a post on my page about it. The survey just means that you are putting your name in the basket, and you'll get notification once it's final. There's no commitment at this stage yet. But, you know, I have been approached about that. There's also been some other business ideas I'm playing with. Like, even the fact that I'm making candles and oils, it's just like, it's like a project that keeps growing and evolving. And it's just, you know, it's not a one-time thing. It's like, now I'm a candle maker and an oil maker. So it's so hard to do like a short thing for Libra risings, because I feel like I have so much to share with you guys, my friends, about my life. So Jupiter in the 7th wants you to go towards partnerships and relationships and business opportunities, right? And it implies that with the new moon in the 6th, that whatever projects you go after, they will be demanding, they will be taxing, and they will require a lot of commitment. So maybe you're committing to building a healthier relationship. Maybe you're committing to do a lot of work in order to make this partnership real and to make this project happen, right? Maybe you are, you know, as a part of like a new beginning at work, maybe you're starting to look at your health and realizing with the new moon in the 6th house that you need to let go of some bad habits, that you need to rethink how you eat and what you drink and how much water you drink and how much you exercise. So like definitely a start of something that will be very much about commitment. And if you are a Libra rising, let me know what kind of commitment do you expect in your life, especially as Saturn is moving towards your 6th house and will enter on March 7th. If you are a Virgo rising, this is exciting. There's a new moon in your 7th house ruled by Jupiter in the 8th. It's a new beginning in your relationship sector and in your business sector that is potentially inspired by an opportunity brought to you by other people, by resources brought to you by other people, or by changes in your partner's life. Jupiter in the 8th could be a sign that your partner is, maybe you're meeting someone, maybe they live in a different place, or your partner gets a job opportunity and they have to move. So there's new beginnings in your sector of relationships that is inspired by that. So if it's, you know, if it's partner's life changes, bringing changes to your relationship, maybe that calls you to move in together and now you have to navigate that dynamic. It could also be very much a professional opportunity, because Jupiter in the 8th can really bring like, okay, this is the book deal. This is the, you know, a platform that you can share your insights on, like joining someone else's podcast. Meeting someone who wants to start a business with you is also quite likely, but like pay attention to what's happening in terms of like other people and the resources they're giving you at this point. For Leo risings, there's a new moon in the 8th house ruled by Jupiter in the 9th. The new moon in the 8th feels like new beginnings surrounding money, resources, debts, taxes, and, you know, finances, or like I said, like resources that are available to you from other people. And those new beginnings may involve education, they may involve travel, they may involve writing, publishing, all legal matters, because that's what Jupiter in the 9th house is all about. So, you know, like I can definitely see there being a new opportunity that maybe involves you traveling or moving somewhere that lets you pay off your debt. But it's tricky because Saturn is about to go into your 8th house, and whatever opportunities and resources that are becoming available to you, they will come with a price. They will come with some kind of dependency on the other person. So be very thoughtful and mindful what you say yes to around this time. It could be dependency that brings your relationship closer and brings you closer to another person and, you know, brings like intimacy and closeness, but you definitely want to be more thoughtful with the choices that you're making and the commitments that you're making. Other than that, new moon in the 8th can bring breakthroughs and transformations when it comes to your mental health. There could be like, maybe you're getting in debt, maybe you're getting like a mortgage or, you know, credit to go back to school. to travel somewhere, to write a book. So it seems like these financial changes and commitments and partnerships you're starting are connected with you growing in the world. But like I said, just be thoughtful about these things because they're going to be long-term as Saturn is getting closer and closer to your 8th house. Aren't you excited about Saturn getting out of your 7th house and moving into the 8th? For Cancer risings, there's a new moon in the 9th house ruled by Jupiter in the 10th house. Jupiter in the 10th is urging you to be proactive professionally, to start new things, to perhaps become a teacher, to share your knowledge, to start a business. And new moon in the 9th is prompting you to connect those beginnings, those new beginnings to education, travel, publishing, and legal matters. So it's new beginnings connected to those things, right? Like maybe you feel so ready to change your career, you are now taking a course, or you're starting to offer classes, or maybe you are beginning to write a book, for example, or maybe there is opportunity for you to travel, right? Maybe there is a chance that you can like get a job as a journalist that will allow you to go on different adventures and explore and connect with different people. Working with foreigners is also a possibility here, or like foreigners can be bringing opportunities. I can also see this, like 9th house is very much about like sharing your wisdom with other people. So maybe you're starting a podcast, or maybe you're starting a blog, or maybe you're just getting a chance to teach people something at your current job, and that is quite fun for you. But yeah, could be an exciting chance to travel. For Gemini rising, there's a new moon in the 10th house ruled by Jupiter in the 11th. New moons in the 10th are always about new beginnings in the professional sector. So you may be looking to reinvent your career, start a new job, become a teacher, right? Become like a writer, or some kind of professional new beginnings. But the fact that this new moon for you is ruled by Jupiter in the 11th, these new beginnings are connected to realizing your dreams, something you've been interested in for a while, now feeling like maybe you're ready to put in the work. Because here, Saturn is about to enter Pisces. It's a new moon right before Saturn comes in. So these new professional beginnings will require work and effort and energy. And so you're feeling like you're ready. They can connect your career to other people and working with other people, maybe leading a group somehow. Maybe it's a charity organization, you're becoming the head of that organization. 11th house, Jupiter in the 11th also connects you to social media and to being more seen and being more visible and presenting your work to other people. Honestly, it's a really lovely time for Gemini risings for professional growth, because Jupiter being in your 11th house, Jupiter is in its joy in the 11th house. So when it comes to getting resources of other people or getting the favor of other people, you definitely have the leg up right now. So new professional beginnings can be connected, like I said, either to expressing your ideas in front of a lot of people, leading other people, or perhaps being like being a source of change for those other people as well. And yeah, like doing the kind of work that connects you to others. And what's more, like one of the most important things here, I think, is like believing in yourself and believing in what you have to offer and what you have to bring to the community. Yeah. I hope this is resonating. If you are a Taurus rising, there's a new moon in your 11th house ruled by Jupiter in the 12th house. New moon in the 11th brings opportunities to start a project with a friend, maybe to start some kind of new venture with a friend. Maybe you're starting a business. Maybe you are even joining new groups of people, right? It's ruled by Jupiter in the 12th house. So I feel like there is an element of a spiritual connection here. And maybe, connecting with people who align with your faith or your mental attitude, or just like with your changing beliefs, like if your beliefs have been changing. So connecting with a group of people that is aligned with you but also is very supportive is likely. Becoming more involved in kind of spiritual, esoteric topics like astrology, exploring more of those, like trying to understand yourself through understanding other people, I think is quite likely, as well as like opportunities to maybe even help and heal people, because 11th house is often the place of volunteering, and 12th house is the place of healing. So maybe you are taking on work that can help and heal other people. And if you are an Aries rising, this time at the very beginning of the video, but there are timestamps, so you may have gotten here right at the start. There's a new moon in your 12th house ruled by Jupiter in the first. So of course, with Jupiter in the first house, you are reinventing yourself. You're feeling more brave, you're feeling more courageous, you're feeling ready for a new chapter of your life. But first, with the new moon in Pisces, and with Saturn getting closer to Pisces, your 12th house, you are asked to look at your blind spot, to look at the things that you are not addressing. And that could be bad habits, self-defeating tendencies, negative self-talk. So looking at all of those and thinking what you can release. How can you improve your life, right? Like how can you be a bigger friend and bigger ally to yourself? It might be as simple as going to bed on time, or a lot more complicated as like curbing your drinking if you've been drinking a bit much. It can also be about getting in touch with what your soul truly desires, right? Like the new moon in the 12th house, Saturn going into your 12th house. Maybe you've been on this journey of like making a lot of money, but the new moon in the 12th house makes you realize that it's not about making a lot of money, but instead maybe you want to move, or maybe you want to rest more and you want to have more chill time, she said, as there's drilling in the background. I mean, I'm not an Aries rising, I'm a Libra rising, but still. I'm curious if you could hear it. It stopped now. It's back up. It's like, it's insane, honestly. Like, you know, I was waiting for it to stop, but then there's not much I can do. So I hope it's not as annoying as it is to you as it is to me after waiting for a while. So changes, you know, like things that you need to let go and things you need to embrace more than you have been. Like maybe it's your spiritual side getting ready to come out. Maybe it's your healer, maybe it's your imaginative and creative side that needs your attention in order to integrate better and to become a better version of yourself. As well as new moon in the 12th house could be the time of breakthroughs and deeper self-understanding, like breakthroughs in therapy and, you know, deeper sense of self. And 12th house is also the place of foreign lands. So traveling and going away somewhere, or maybe getting inspired to move, is also quite a possibility. So this is it. Let me know if you've enjoyed my backwards order of the signs going from Pisces to Aries. I do this once in a while. It's a little bit, you know, it kind of messes with my brain to do them backwards. I'm sure I'm fine doing it, but I'm so much more used to doing it from Aries into Pisces. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a beautiful, magical, ethereal, sensitive new moon in Pisces. Talk to you soon. Bye.